Coming up tonight on YCN News, students in grades 9 through 12 who attend Stevens High School in Claremont, New Hampshire will do so on Wednesday, September 10th. The Live Free or Die Riding Club leads a fundraiser for 4 Claremont families affected by a tragic car crash. And Vermont State Police report a single car crash involving former Federal Bureau of Investigation Director Louis Freeh. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening and welcome to this Tuesday edition of YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Students in grades 9 through 12 who attend Stevens High School in Claremont, New Hampshire will do so on Wednesday, September 10th. Construction and renovation of the 100-plus-year-old building will continue throughout this year and perhaps early into 2015. Students will attend classes as usual. When the school day ends around 3 p.m., crews will resume the work that will improve the climate in which students learn.
And because certain parts of the project were not done and needed to be done for the students to return, we felt it best to postpone the date until the 10th. The teachers will return on September 8th and September 9th to prepare their rooms, and September 10th will be the first day. The building project will not be finished until December 2014 or January 2015. There was a very ambitious schedule. Initially, it was going to be the spring of 2015, but during the summer they had as many as 130 men and women, contractors, subcontractors working on the building. It was like a beehive. But when the students walk into the school on September 10th, they will not see a building that is 100% finished, but they will see an enormous improvement. They will walk in the classrooms and no longer hear the noise of trucks or other vehicles from the outside because the walls are insulated, interior as well as exterior. The lighting in the school will be phenomenal. The new windows, not only are they thermal windows, but they are going to prevent the searing heat of September and May and June that can come in from the south. That is going to be buffered a bit. The walls, the air quality, the lighting, we're just so pleased. We're just so pleased of the community support and where we at the school district are going to be moving as a result of this project. The Stevens High School renovation project, when it's finished, will be a gem for the city of Claremont. It will complement the work that has been done the past few years with the Claremont Community Center. It's going to complement the beautiful facilities that exist here in the city of Claremont, and I believe it's going to help us also move in the direction that we are planning to move in, which is to make some major improvements in our district as measured by student achievement.
Kindergarten through grade 8 students at the Unity Elementary School will begin classes on Tuesday, September 2nd. Superintendent Middleton McGoodwin tells YCN News today that the new building on the 2nd New Hampshire Turnpike will be one the town can be proud of, despite earlier obstacles to its completion.
And it will be a great celebration for the community of Unity to have their 120 children attend this new school. The irony is, if the bond had not been approved by the community of Unity back in March to finish the school, we projected it would cost more than $1 million in addition to what is being spent now for a new school to send the children to other SAUs to be educated. So not only would Unity not have a school, would have an empty shell of a partially completed school, and that their children would be relocated to different SAUs, but it would also require the community to pay more than $1 million in addition to what they're going to be paying on an annual basis for several years. So it really is not only for the benefit of the children, but also I think for the fiscal stability and even the quality of life in that beautiful community of Unity, New Hampshire.
To learn more about the Unity Elementary School, go online to edline.net/pages/Unity Elementary. Today is the first day of school for students attending kindergarten through grade 8 in Cornish. As school districts open up throughout New Hampshire and Vermont, please keep their and your safety in mind. A message from the Cornish Police Department is appropriate for all residents to hear. Whether your child attends classes in the Kearsarge Regional School District or Brattleboro Union High School, or you live in any of the many towns YCN News covers, everyone needs to do their part. Slow down, leave earlier, stop texting and driving, stop for school buses displaying their red warning lights, be alert for students standing on the side of the road, crossing the street, or riding their bikes to and from school. When YCN News returns, we'll continue with more news.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Much is on the mind for students and parents as they return to school. On a reflective note, this is especially true for the classmates of the 3 Claremont High School students killed in a horrific car crash in Unity on Sunday morning, August 10th. 17-year-old teenagers Brandon Rock and Jonathan Varnum Jr. were scheduled to begin their senior year. 18-year-old Brittany Bailey graduated from Stevens High in June. 17-year-old Selena Carrier, the one student who survived the crash, continues to recover from her injuries. As the class of 2015 begins its last year of high school, and as family and friends of Bailey, Rock, and Varnum continue to mourn the teenager's death, a local support group will help the community. On September 27th, the For Families United fundraiser will be held at Broad Street Park in downtown Claremont. The fundraiser begins at 9 a.m. and ends at 5 p.m. Proceeds from this day will be donated to the teens' families to help with unexpected financial needs and as a show of support in their time of grief and need. This includes proceeds from donated items that will be auctioned off. It is the Live Free or Die Riders Riding Club that is leading this fundraiser. For additional information about the fundraiser or Live Free or Die Riders Riding Club, visit livefreeordieriders.com. The officers' phone numbers can be found on this website. The club's mission is summed up in the theme, Americans Supporting Americans. Earlier this year in May, the club was founded by Scott Morse, who is its president. Robert Lurvy, vice president, and Robert DuPont serves as chairman of the board. Turning to Vermont news, it's primary day for voters who will determine the candidates who will run in the November general election. There are some major statewide primaries, including the race for governor, lieutenant governor, and who will represent Vermont in Congress. YCN News will bring you results as we receive them in our broadcasts this week. Also in Vermont is news of a traffic accident that is drawing much attention from reporters everywhere. Vermont State Police reported yesterday, late afternoon, of a single car crash involving former Federal Bureau of Investigation Director Louis Free. The 64-year-old Free remains hospitalized at Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center in Lebanon, New Hampshire. 2 hospital spokesmen told YCN News that Free's name is not on the list of patients for whom information can be released to the media or public regarding medical status. In its most recent update this afternoon, Vermont State Police say the preliminary investigation indicates that drugs and alcohol were not factors in the crash. Additional interviews are underway as police review what caused the 2010 gray GMC Yukon Free drove along Vermont Route 12 in Barnard shortly after noon to go off the road. Troopers from the Royalton State Police Barracks responded minutes after the 12:16 p.m. call came into the 911 dispatch center. Local fire and rescue crews from both towns did as well, say police. Free was driving southbound on the Windsor County Road when police say he drove off the east side of the roadway, striking a mailbox, a row of shrubs, and finally coming to rest on the side of a tree. Free was wearing his seatbelt at the time of the crash. Free is a resident of Wilmington, Delaware. He led the FBI from September 1, 1993 to June 25, 2001. On the website, where he is a partner in the New York law firm of Pepper Hamilton LLP, it notes Free and his wife Marilyn are the parents of 6 sons. When YCN News returns, we'll join Upper Valley Chronicles' Ann Holmes, who met with Paige Tompkins from the Upper Valley Educators Institute.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Now, Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next few days and then move on to sports.
Thanks, Rose. Tonight we have mostly clear skies with lows in the 50s and winds up to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny with highs in the mid-80s and winds between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night will be mostly cloudy with a low of 57 degrees and calm winds. Thursday we will have winds up to 10 miles per hour with mostly sunny skies. Temperatures will cool off to bring a high of 74 degrees. Thursday night will be mostly clear with lows in the 50s. We are in the clear for now. The storms in the Ohio Valley are expected to avoid our region. We should have clear and sunny skies at least until Friday. Now let's see what's coming up on our community calendar. Tomorrow afternoon, Hanover, New Hampshire and Woodstock, Vermont hold their farmers markets at 3 p.m. The Norwich, Vermont Select Board will meet at 6 p.m. In Sunapee, New Hampshire, the Tammy Jackson Band will perform on the Ben Muir Bandstand at 7 p.m. Remember, you can submit local events from your community by sending them to news@ycnnow.com. Now let's take a look at New Hampshire Fisher Cats news. They won and lost yesterday. Game 1 was a makeup game with Harrisburg, a game that was suspended on July 27th. Fortunately, the Fisher Cats conquered their opponent in a 9-7 score. In Game 2, the Fisher Cats lost their steam and fell to Harrisburg 5-3. Tonight is another game with Harrisburg, starting at 6:35 p.m. in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Thanks, Matt. When YCN News continues, we'll join Capital Connections' John O'Connor, who met with Gary Lambert, candidate for U.S. Congress in New Hampshire's 2nd District.
The YCN News continues in a moment.